Like Habs fans.
Yeah, we're not Habs fans. Raptors Game Day, presented by Uber Eats. Facebook and me said Donovan Bennett here
What's up?
You. Raptors Hornets in Charlotte tonight. Here's what we want. We want your questions.
Yes.
We want your comments.
Yes.
We want your thoughts.
Yes.
We want your reactions.
Yes.
And we want your feedback. We want to interact with you out there. We're going to be doing this every Raptors game from now until, well, NBA Finals.
Ooh,
we don't know.
He said it. He said it. At him.
At me. Raptors Hornets, game 79 of the season. Donovan, what is there to look forward to? This Raptors team, again, cemented in that 2 spot. We don't know who they're playing, of course, but we do know they're pretty good in themselves.
Well, that is the greatest question, right? Why should we care until this weekend, where Saturday or Sunday, where the Raptors will be playing at 12:30? Don't at me, you know what's going to happen. The thing is, you should care because I think they're still trying to find themselves in terms of who's starting in the starting lineup. Is it Gasol? Is it Ibaka?
I think that's cemented now.
Is it though?
I think that's cemented now.
Because of Gasol or because of Ibaka? Because I think it's cemented because
both. Why not both? Because we can get into that, but why not both?
I think because Ibaka wasn't playing well off of the bench until he did play well off of the bench.
Until he did play well
on
off
Wednesday.
of the bench.
Career high off of the bench, 23 points, 12 rebounds. So I think
5 for 5 from 3, by the way. That is a nice sign, by the way, that range is back for Ibaka.
The range was gone, right?
It was gone.
He was shooting 27% from 3. So I think it's cemented now because Serge is more comfortable with the guys who he's playing with in that second unit.
I want to object to a point you made earlier.
Okay, go ahead.
12:30 start time for the Raptors.
You don't think it's happening?
I think there's some respect on this team's name right now. Kawhi Leonard changes the equation, I think.
Does he?
That is a superstar beyond superstar.
How's he changing the equation?
But he speaks on the court. He's been a big part of the narrative around the NBA this season. The load management, the 9 games last year, the new team, et cetera, et cetera. Will he stay? Will he go? I think there's some more respect in the 3:30 Saturday, bro.
Doubtful. NBA TV special, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be on Sportsnet, as is the game tonight. Sportsnet and Sportsnet 1. We're going to have you covered in terms of playoff games. Also, Sportsnet.ca. We got you covered. But I think it is impacted not just by this team. Who are they playing? Is it Detroit? Is it Brooklyn?
Could still be
Charlotte?
Miami.
Probably not.
Charlotte, probably not. The Raptors could actually end Charlotte's season tonight with a win.
Yes, it could be the Magic. And so, who do you want to play? I think impacts it, and also the other team that they're playing that equation impacts it as well.
All right, again, we want your questions, we want your comments, we want your feedback, we want your thoughts, and we're going to start with that right now. Let's go to Drew, who has a question for us.
All right, guys, we got Caleb on YouTube. He's asking, what's different from this year compared to last year's Raptors team, the general vibe and everything?
Yeah.
I don't know, everything? Like, everything is different? No.
Yes. I was going to say, well, Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green, Pascal Siakam, Marc Gasol, different coach.
Nick Nurse.
Yeah, that's the coach.
Yes.
What's the most important difference? The obvious one is Kawhi, I think, and that's fair, but I think Danny Green is a significant X factor to this Raptors team in the postseason, not only because he brings you an offensive stretch, he brings you amongst the leaders in plus minus. I know we can say whatever we want about the flawed plus minus stat. He is amongst the best perimeter defenders there, still at his age right now. And oh, by the way, he has a ring as well and hit one of the biggest shots in NBA history. Like, he's been around.
Yeah, you didn't mention Jeremy Lin. I'm not sure if that was omission by choice or just it was.
I meant
you forgot
Jeremy Lin.
Here is the biggest difference, and you mentioned a lot of things that are difference makers. The biggest difference is LeBron James.
Okay.
The fact that he is
We're going to just
East.
ignore the realities of what's going on with this team and talk about what's not there.
The reality is what's going on with this team is they had 2 buckets at the rim in Game 1 against LeBron last year. JV hit rim. DeMar DeRozan barely hit rim. They're no longer here.
You're right.
And I think it changes the equation, not just for this team, for every team in this conference, that the East is going to be like the NCAA tournament. Anything could happen. But I think that's the difference.
And I think that's the best part of it as well, because again, the Bucks are really good, and the Sixers are really good, and the Celtics, everybody still believes has the potential to be amongst the better teams, not just in the East, but in the league if they ever decide to like each other for a hot second, you know, and they might just for 2 months. And so the East dynamic, you're right, because of no LeBron, it makes it fun, but I think because the Raptors have Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green, it makes them good in and about LeBron James being there.
No question.
All right, another question from Drew.
This is from Random on YouTube. If the Raps make it through round 1, maybe round 2, write a story where DeMar DeRozan comes back to Toronto next season.
What?
There is no story.
The question was random.
Yeah, exactly. It's random for a reason. I don't know if that's a DeMar burner account. Maybe he wants to be back. He sees the success. Listen, DeMar's doing really well in San Antonio. I think I don't know how many Raptors fans have watched San Antonio games, and he's got the little T last game as well. He got a little whatever, but DeMar's been a huge part of that team, and they want to build around him now, and that's understandable. Greg Popovich just praised him tremendously, and imagine, those words are in itself amongst the highest praise you can get as an NBA player. I'm sorry, Random. I appreciate your emotional investment in DeMar DeRozan and the success this Raptors team is having without him, but I don't see that.
If Random is viewing this not alone, but with other people, like with the Mandem, they are like, stop asking questions. Because I love the sentiment, but if he's coming back, that means Kawhi Leonard is no longer here.
Yeah.
And that would be, again, not a step forward, but a step back.
Friday a little bit early for Random over there, right?
Yeah.
Drew.
This one's from Ryan on Facebook. Who would you start in the postseason, Gasol or Ibaka, and does this matchup dictate Nurse's decision?
Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, since the Ibaka suspension, Gasol has been firmly the starter in this lineup. I remember when Ibaka was suspended, I was at Raptors practice. They talked about this is Gasol's opportunity. They've thrived, the team. First of all, 5 straight wins right now, and they've looked as good as they have all season long. Give me the reason why Ibaka should start with this unit now, given the success we've seen with Gasol.
I mean, I think it depends on matchups. If you're playing a big who is a spacing 5 and their 4 is more of the player in the paint, I think Ibaka is better at guarding outside when you get caught on a pick and roll against a 1-4, 1-5 situation. And again, my fear is not just about what it does to your starting unit, what it does to your bench. And Gasol can help that bench with his passing. And Ibaka needs to pick and roll with Kyle Lowry to get his buckets. Now, he's shown that not to be the case recently. The biggest thing for me with Gasol, and you've made a great case, and you've kind of turned me a bit, is when you look at their three-point percentage since the trade deadline with him. They were 23rd in the league.
You know where they are now?
Well, they're 7th overall, but since the trade deadline, they've been first. I think that's the greatest thing. Not just him shooting threes, him getting people open for threes.
He offers so much in terms of spacing. Even when he doesn't have the ball, you can see the cuts that he's making, where he's going on the court, where he's dragging a defender to. And then when he has the ball, there isn't a better big man passer than Marc Gasol in the league, even still today.
But you're kind of proving my point, because who needs that more? Norm Powell and OG Anunoby, or Kyle Lowry
and Danny Green. But I think your reliance will be more on your starters. And this is the point I've tried to hammer home. Like, I don't think you're going to see as many Norm minutes, as many OG minutes as you have seen right now. Again, they're firmly locked in, and they've managed minutes all season long extremely well. Kyle Lowry's played just over 55%. Kawhi Leonard just about 51% of the minutes. Career lows for them to have them fresh for the playoffs. There is no load management come Saturday at 12:30 or 3:30 whenever they get game one.
It's a good point. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, please continue to send us your comments and questions.
You know almost as much as he does and more than I do.
Random.
We want more questions. What's next?
So this is from Clayton on Facebook. He's saying, should they consider sitting Kyle the last few games in reference to his ankle injury?
Yes, Clayton. Yes. I would say yeah.
Okay.
Because as much as you want more chemistry, more camaraderie, I think the exposure to injury, especially with Kyle, is my biggest concern. We've seen him in the playoffs when he isn't right. I mean, remember the film of him shooting late in the gym, hoodie up, trying to find that shot, trying to deal with his elbow issue or his wrist issue or his back issue. I don't want any issues, and so I would shut him down because you're locked in terms of standing.
Yeah, I'm not overly mad at it. I think, again, if it was a couple weeks ago, I'd be like, no, like, we need to have this team figure it out together. I really, over the last 5 games, I think they figured it out. Like, I think they're starting to figure it out, and I don't know if 3 more games is going to really change too much in terms of that sense. Charlotte's a pretty good opponent. At one, we all know they lost via buzzer beater dramatically last time. That 4th quarter was one of the best Raptors quarters in some time as well. When they came back, Kawhi had the block, Kawhi had the shot at the end, Pascal had the great defense on the inbounds, and the ball went in from 60 feet.
But Kyle has struggled with his shot. In the last 8 games, he's only averaged 11 points. In only 2 of those games has he shot over 50%. The fact that he's not scoring at all, forget about volume scoring, does that worry you?
No, because I think, and it hadn't worried me all season, even when he went into that drastic slump where he was hitting literally nothing, man, almost double-digit assists, drawing like 2 charges a game, still grabbing steals. Like, Kyle Lowry is so versatile and so important in other elements of the game, more so, I think, than a lot of other point guards in the league, because he defends in the post as well as any post defender that's an average post defender size. So I think Kyle offers so much more value, and that's where a guy like Gasol can help stretch everybody else out to give their shots a little bit more ease of going in.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's missed 16 games and still has drawn more charges than some entire teams. Drew, what do you got next?
So this isn't really a question, this is more of a statement. It's a fun one.
Okay.
So Grim Reefer says, not really a question, but did you know Raptors were only about the size of a domesticated turkey, being only about 3 feet tall and 6 feet long, weighing only 20 to 30 pounds? Thoughts?
Okay.
I mean, I have no thoughts. Where did you get that data? Number
Yeah,
one?
like, I need to fact check.
Did you
Like,
get
do we
that
have a
from
fact checker up in
Microsoft
here?
and Carta? Like, I don't know where he got that back. I saw the movie Jurassic Park. That
Yeah.
certainly was not the case. So, I mean, I want to fact check that. You just can't be out here spewing random facts. But thank you for the love and watching the stream.
Here's a fact. Danny Green, after hitting 7 threes on Tuesday against Orlando, hit 0 in the next game. We know he had a left thumb injury. It caused him to get evaluated. He was fine. He started, etc. They won the game. Is there any concern if he is not the Danny Green that we've seen for 77 games of the season? Does that affect this Raptors team a little bit?
I think so, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's the guy corner 3. I wouldn't even look at the rim. I'd watch him run the other way because you knew it was money. And so, especially because he's going to be guarding so many high-profile players, trying to get through screens, banging that hand throughout the playoff run is not going to be ideal. So yeah, it's something to watch for sure.
All right, something to watch tonight as well against Charlotte. Drew.
This is from Thomas. What's the most important thing that the Raptors have to do going into the postseason?
Ooh. Interesting. Oh, I'll go first.
Okay.
To me, I'm a 3-and-D guy.
Okay.
Guard the 3 and make threes. And they did it well against Brooklyn, held them to 10 threes and kept their turnovers down to 7. I think those are the biggest keys for this team moving forward.
I think there needs to be like a TED talk for the team, about forgetting the past. The
Are
name.
you gonna give it?
I might give it. Listen, Hala, listen. We do some inspirational talks. I can give that talk if you want. Look, everyone is still, shell-shocked with the Raptors and how they exited the last couple postseasons, and that's fair. They're a good team. I know the players are different, but the name on the front is still the same. The city's history is still the same. It's not going to help the stress and anxiousness of the fan base. 100%. This is a different team. This is a different group. This team has players that have done it in the postseason. I just think the entirety of this Raptors makeup is different. Having said that, we said that every year for the last 4, and this is where we're at.
I wrote that article last year before the Cavs series. We know how that went. I'll be writing an article about the game tonight, so look out for that on sportsnet.ca. We've got the game for you as well.
Sportsnet 1, Sportsnet Now, 6:30 Eastern is when coverage starts. Raptors, Hornets. We're going to be on Instagram Live as well in just a few, taking more of your questions, so join us then. This was a Raptors Game Day provided by Uber Eats. Thanks for watching.
Last game against Charlotte. Pass it, throw it up. Now the Raps look to clap back with a win of their own. For the win! Raptors Hornets tonight on Sportsnet 1.